Hello, everybody. It's Marcus from PageProof here to do another PageProof Academy. So this time the Academy is based on PageProof Intelligence. So thank you for taking the time to join us today. What we're going to go through today is the PageProof Intelligence as an umbrella. So we're going to talk about what PageProof Intelligence is, what has been released, what is going to be released, and a demonstration of some of the features as well. So let's take a look at what exactly the strategy is and the features that PageProof has for AI, or what we're calling intelligence. So PageProof Intelligence was released, let me see, it's going back now, beginning of the year. And we started off by looking at, what is it that PageProof is going to do in the space of AI? And actually that research goes back into last year. Now, what we decided was that we weren't going to call it PageProof AI. And the reason for that is because we looked around the world and we said, okay, what is the strategy that a lot of companies are taking when it comes to adding AI to their products? And for the most part, people just reached across and grabbed a commercial license of OpenAI, stuffed it into their product and said, ta-da, there's our AI strategy. And we didn't want to do that. That wasn't something we thought was genuinely useful, or even something that people would be able to really resonate with. So we took the view that intelligence is something that's made up of not just AI, but also some smart algorithms that are able to help you on your day-to-day, and also some machine learning to assist you and furnish some of those decisions that you're making along the way. So we just gave it the umbrella title of intelligence. So what does that look like, and why did we do that? Well, it's all about assisting you. This is something that we wanted to make sure that PageProof Intelligence was something that was genuinely useful to people doing proofing, not just altering text that you're typing or putting prompts in places. We didn't think that was something that, from a proofing perspective, was going to be as useful. So let's take a look at some of the aspects of PageProof Intelligence that we have and we're going to be offering. So first thing to take a look at is, what is it? Well, as we said, it is assisting you like a human would. So what would you expect would make your life better and easier when it came to using PageProof? So we released into PageProof the very, very first of the intelligence features, which was SmartTags. So SmartTags sits under the umbrella of PageProof Intelligence, and this is where PageProof looks at your work and creates a set of tags that you may not have created. So for example, if you're uploading something from an Easter campaign, or something from, it's got something in it that you may not have keyworded or put into the tags, a year's time, you go to find that and you think, oh, I'm sure it had a rabbit in it. So you type rabbit or bunny, and that will show the proof for you. So that is the PageProof Smart Tags. That is using some AI technology to actually figure out tags and do that. And we'll take a look at a demo of that very, very soon. The next piece that we went to was PageProof SmartCheck, and many of you may have seen that we released an addition to SmartCheck. Now, SmartCheck actually started off by looking at your files and surfacing some interesting information. So things like, for example, hey, here are the fonts that are being used inside this piece of work, and here's the color profile, and here are the linked files, and just things that you can look at to allow you to make decisions based on any sort of brand information, particularly for a particular piece of work. And we extended that last month by adding SmartCheck content credentials. And content credentials now circle back because that is all about authenticity of content. And PageProof now is going to pop up with particular assets and let you know the origin of that asset. And you can see from the screenshot in front of you, this is where PageProof is telling us, hey, this image came from Adobe Firefly, and it was generated in this time. So we know that this is a generated image as opposed to a piece of photography. So as I said, this circles back on AI because now we're checking and giving you information about whether the content is AI generated or shot from a camera, for example. So with content credentials, really, really important. And we'll come back to content credentials very, very soon. Now, of course, with AI, there is the questions about privacy and, are we just putting everything over to OpenAI and training the world on all of your content? The answer to that is no, we're not. No, we're not. We don't use OpenAI APIs. We don't use OpenAI for any of the PageProof Intelligent features because that is something that we are, as a commitment to you and customers, that we don't use this to train open models. We have a relationship with Microsoft, so we keep all this information inside the PageProof tenant and therefore inside of just the work that works in your account. So this is how we do it. And what's also important there is that you need to opt in. We don't turn this on by default. You need to go into your PageProof account as a team administrator and switch on PageProof Intelligence, and then we will start applying that to your work. So this is a very important part of the whole AI question is, hey, how is our data being used? With PageProof, your data is staying inside your account, inside PageProof. It is not going to public models, just to be super, super clear. Okay, so what features do we have and what features are coming? So let's take a look. So you'll see this grid here. There are 6 main areas, of which each area has its own sub areas, if you like. So if we look at the very first one over on the left-hand side, SmartTags. SmartTags have been out now since the beginning of the year. I can't remember the conference, the first conference that was. I got up on stage and I demonstrated PageProof Intelligence SmartTags to much fanfare, showing people how we're able to find things inside proofs. So that SmartTags feature is there right now. You can go to, as your team administrator, go into the settings and turn on intelligence and turn on SmartTags and have it start tagging your work for you automatically. So that is feature 1. It's been out now for a good 6-8 months and is a real great feature for you to take advantage of. The next one is SmartCheck. Now, SmartCheck is checking things like fonts. It's checking color profiles, colors in your work, and lots of other aspects of the work. It's just performing these checks for you and giving you information. And that's now been enhanced to add content credentials. So content credentials are also included in the SmartCheck. And SmartCheck is available now as well. So that is inside of PageProof Intelligence and ready for you to use. Now, the others you'll see, we've got SmartFlow, SmartCompare, SmartReports, and SmartApprove. These are coming in 2025. A lot of these are in the lab now, in with our dev team being built, but these will enhance the way in which you use PageProof today and also automate some of the things that you might be looking to do with your proofing on volume. So if you're starting to ramp up the volume of all of the content that you're working on, then some of these features are really going to help you manage a lot of that. So you'll see things like SmartFlow being able to help you through workflows and making decisions there. SmartCompare already exists, but we're going to be adding in some intelligence to it to enhance the compare to really show exactly where difference and things are in a very unique way. Smart reporting, again, showing you things that you care about and really want to know when it comes to your reporting. And then the last one here, which is SmartApprove. This is where PageProof will have participants in your workflow who happen to be maybe not human. And they will be able to make decisions based on content for things like brand checks, content checks and all sorts of things. And again, we've seen this working inside the PageProof labs, and it is super cool and means that you're able to enhance and move on those workflows and approvals much faster than you would have before. So that is the grid of what we have out now and what's coming during 25. And it's a really exciting roadmap for you guys to look at. Okay, next thing to take a look at, this is the content credentials. So content credentials is it's an initiative started by Adobe. I think Adobe, Microsoft, and Meta and a few others sort of said, hey, how do we know, how can we give people trust in the content that we see from an AI perspective, and also from, hey, look, someone's gone out and done a bunch of photography, and we want to be able to prove that the content came from a genuine person behind a camera. So content credentials gives that the ability for that information to be passed through and shown to people. So this CR icon that you see here shows up whenever something has credentials embedded in it, so that you can then check to see what it is exactly that you are looking at. And the great thing is we joined the Content Authenticity Initiative, and you'll see that in the featured, this is the contentauthenticity.org. If you scroll down under featured members, then the PageProof icon will pop up. There we are. So PageProof is one of the featured members of this initiative that is really important for tracking and dealing with content and where it comes from and that. So that is the sort of background to all of this. What I wanted to do next was jump in and take a look at some of the features that are shipping today. So let's pop over and take a look at some of the information that we have available inside of PageProof. Okay, so first touch. Here I am in the PageProof proofing screen. I have uploaded this particular piece of work, and to look at the SmartCheck that's gone on for this particular file, I'm going to go over here and go to the measurement widget. So you'll see here's the measurement widget showing up, and you'll see there's a little CR icon on top of this. So this little CR icon's telling me, hey, this file has got some authentic material in it. So as content credentials are showing up here, that's how you'll see it. And when you click onto this widget, it pops up and it shows you exactly what we see. So if you go down a little bit, you scroll it, you'll see fonts. So this is part of SmartCheck. We're showing you, hey, these fonts are the ones that are used in this design. So you can click in and see the subfamily as well. So for those that are in charge of proofing from a brand check perspective, they can see, yes, those fonts are the fonts that we use from a brand perspective. Bravo, wonderful job. The color profile. So for those people that are checking it from a print perspective, if this happened to be print work, it's showing us the color profile that is attached. You'll also see it showing us, hey, it's a 5-color print job. I hope it is. Check it against my spec sheet. Yes, it is. Great. We can thumbs up that as well. And then SmartCheck showing us, hey, these are the linked files, the file names of the links inside this file. So again, it's showing you exactly what those are. So you can, yes, that's definitely what we expected to see inside of this particular file. So those are some of the SmartCheck features. The great thing about collecting these SmartChecks and adding them into the proofing is that with future versions of PageProof Intelligence, PageProof will be able to automatically verify that those are brand features. So for example, inside of your PageProof Intelligence SmartCheck, we will say, hey, these are the fonts that we expect. And then when you open a proof up here, it can verify automatically that those fonts are okay to use. So these are some of the future looking things that we're doing with PageProof Intelligence and the SmartCheck feature. So that gives you an idea of how to use that right now. Now, some of these other things that you'll see, if I go into a asset that was designed, you'll see here it's showing me that there's content credentials over in SmartCheck over here. So if I go into the bottom corner, yes, it's got credentials on it. If I click into here, you'll see it says under content credentials, this is a generated image, right? Generated image, okay, click. Then it shows me, hey, this was created by Adobe Firefly. So this has been generated and signed by Adobe as being a piece of artwork that came from Adobe Firefly. So that's actually embedded inside of this file, and PageProof is popping that up for you so you know exactly the origin of this particular piece of work. So that's one way that you can see the credentials showing up in SmartCheck. Another way is if I scroll down and find another piece that I was looking at, I think it's up here, you'll see there's credentials on this shot. Now, if I go over to here, come up, it shows me content credentials, and this was done by me. Woohoo. And I actually resaved this out of Photoshop. So it's showing me the generator for this was Adobe Photoshop. So this is another way the credentials can show, hey, this is who owns this photo, and this is what generated on which date. So content credentials, great for checking out AI content, but also good for just looking at the authenticity of photography and those sorts of things as well. So that feature in PageProof today, and you're able to turn that on and have the credentials icon showing up for your work. So what I want to do next was just show you one more example of the PageProof Intelligence feature, and that is the SmartTags. So I'm sitting in my proofing screen here, and I want to do a search to find some things here. So I know, for example, that I was looking at a piece of work I was doing. I'm pretty sure it had some clouds in it. So if I type into the search cloud, it does a search and pops up for me. Boom, there is a shot with clouds in it. Now, if I click into this shot and then go over to the info panel, if I look under the tags, there's no sign of the word cloud at all. So I didn't tag it properly. The name of the proof is in space. So again, no reference to clouds. But PageProof Intelligence Smart Tags has tagged this as having clouds in it. So that's super cool. And as you can see, it's also got these sort of rendered versions of stars inside of here. So I wonder if I go back and type in stars, exactly what will happen. I've got a pretty good hunch. It's going to find the proof that has stars on top of it. So some great ways you can see that intelligence is really useful. Another example of how good this is I have a proof that I know inside of the platform that has a champagne flute. I know there was a champagne bottle pouring champagne into the flute, and there were some bubbles sort of bubbling up inside the bottle, inside the glass. So if I type bubbles into my search, is it going to find it? Bang, it's found it for me. There we are. There are two proofs. And if I click into here, you'll see that it has bubbles in the flute. Even that detail is found by PageProof Intelligence. If I go to the info, I can see it celebrate. If I go to the tags, it's celebrate. There's no other tagging, but yet PageProof was able to find the proof that had bubbles inside a champagne flute and bring that to my attention. So just showing you some of the things that PageProof Intelligence can bring from the perspective of that search. Now, this all sounds great. How do you turn it on? Well, the first thing to do is make sure that using AI is okay in your organization. And I say that because it's something, again, if you need to check with your organization whether AI is okay to use, do that. But of course, we've got web pages. If you go to pageproof.com/PageProof Intelligence, or you'll find it in the bottom of our homepage, there's a link there. Just check to see how we use your data. You can show IT managers or show people inside your organization that PageProof does not use OpenAI open models, and we're not training anything public with your information. So be super clear about that. If you go over to your avatar, if you are a team admin, you'd go to team, you'd come down to settings, and inside the settings, you'll see there's a tab here called intelligence. Click onto intelligence, and then you can switch on which of the features you want. So the master switch, if you like, is the PageProof Intelligence one at the top here. Switch that on, and then you can decide, yeah, I just want smart tags. I'm not too fussed about the content credentials, or you can have smart tags off and leave credentials on. So as PageProof adds more features to the platform from an intelligence point of view, we will give you more granular options here on what you can turn on and turn off for your PageProof account. So that shows you how you can switch it on for your team and start taking advantage of the smart tags for your search, but you can also start taking advantage of SmartCheck CR, which is really, really great for detecting things inside of content. Now, one thing that I want to just show you on the content credentials is a piece of technology which PageProof has enhanced above and beyond just looking at content credentials inside of JPEGs and PNGs and video and things like that, is that we can actually detect credentials on PDF content. So this PDF here, if I open up this particular PDF, you'll see it's a multi-page PDF, and it's got on different pages, different content. And if I look here, there's a credentials icon showing. So it's saying, hey, this document has content credential information inside it somewhere. Now, PageProof at this stage doesn't know which page it's on, but it does know that it's in somewhere. So you'll open this up, it says multi-page content, and then the insights are content with credentials may be used in this file. This is to give you a clue that something in this file has got content credentials on it. It may be worth just questioning that and checking. So this is the first touch of what we're able to do when it comes to multi-page, multi-layout content using PDFs and things like that. So there is a run through of content credentials, PageProof SmartTags, PageProof SmartCheck, and PageProof Intelligence itself. Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Look forward to the PageProof Academy for next month. It's going to be huge. We're going to be looking at 12 new features in half an hour. So we're delivering 12 new features in 12 days, and they are all great, I can tell you. So very exciting PageProof Academy for December. So look out for it, and we'll see you all then. Thanks, everyone.